maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really want to do, something you never said to somebody, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no after you earn the right to be where you want to be and do what you want to do.
Chill. 5 foot giant, baby. Spartan hustler. Dues paid. We built this shit, nigga. I'm better than no man. Come on. Now who that talking about?
Yeah, man, I appreciate my nigga Philly putting me down with this Hard Knocks history. This was a long time in coming. Finally happening. This shit been going down. This rappers everywhere, man. This documentary real Hard Knocks history. It's going down in history, baby. One love.
I had one problem. I couldn't really sing. My dad could sing. I couldn't sing. You know what I mean? I was writing songs and shit. Had my little cousin, Xavier, he was always trying to be in a group. I mean, he catch a note too, but you know. So, all of a sudden, it's 82. Somewhere in there, hip-hop started hitting Knoxville pretty hard. Breakdancing hit first. We was battling each other and shit, you know what I mean? So hip-hop was in the city. Big. Knoxville used to have this big event. Everybody come out up on Gate Street and have a whole lot of bands and had one big stage for breakdancers one year, and you know, next thing you know, niggas would start rapping and shit. I think my first one I heard was it's like a Jungle's Ties. It makes me wonder how I keep on going.
Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash, yes.
Furious 5.
Loved it. You know what I'm saying? He told a story, and I was in from there. Here's something I could do. I ain't gotta really sing, but still could be on stage because I was really just an entertainer. Next thing I know, in Knoxville, first person you hear about is J Love. I grew up in Burlington. I lived on Catawba. Had a cat on Ivy named J Love. I mean, you know, we used to do Prince back in the days and Michael Jackson. When the shows started popping off in Knoxville, it was all about performances. And it was a cat by the name of J Love. Give him mad props. He started this shit, started it off by giving us a platform to perform and shit. First he was having like groups, just impersonating other groups, you know, like Michael Jackson, like I said, Prince. And anyway, one time J Love had a show in Walter P. And it was like my mama took me to the show. And it was in a Walter P. auditorium. You can't do that nowadays. You know, people was there like a real concert. J Love performed. It was beautiful. You know, he had took me on his wing a little bit because he had came on Catawba. He see that I love to do stuff. He was already messing with me, whatever. So went to the show, seen how they performed. J Love had somebody playing T.E. playing the drums behind him, and they was rapping and shit. What really turned me out though was it was a big hip-hop concert, came to Knoxville. I bet this affected a whole lot of people. You had people like LL Cool J, Herb B, Rakim. From there, I believe, at that concert birthed a whole lot of artists in Knoxville, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Cheerwine had a contest to do that commercial. At this time, I hooked up with K Chill. You wanna see something live? Come on, get on now, see how it go down on Catawba.
All of us on the song. Me, you, Philly. Shit, I wish Crush was out. I wish Michi was out. Rodney, Five, everybody on the song. And just, you know how motherfuckers used to have a song, the beat play, and everybody just come, float. Yeah.
I got songs dating back to like 10, 12, 13, 14 years ago, man. Nobody ever heard mine. You know, some songs people be like, man, you should have came out with that, but to me, music today, it ain't like it was like 80s and 90s because you got a lot of artists that can't find their own identity. They gotta be like everybody else, you know. Meaning like everybody sounded. Back in the day, you had the Rakims, the EPMDs, the Public Enemies, you had all that. But hip-hop just needs to switch up a little bit and everybody quit sounding alike. And what needs to happen is they need to rap about stuff that people out here everyday living can relate to. You can't relate. If somebody out here with money and rapping about Lamborghinis and all that, the average person out here on the street can't comprehend that because they're not out here living that. So you gotta write something that people out here can identify with too. You know, that's all I say about that. You know, I don't want to get too in-depth about it.
Hard Knocks history.
All praise, our props due to the N.U.T.S and S.O.B, man.
Really, we was just we was living every day. We was going through a struggle. So AP was always good at what he did as a DJ, make beats and stuff. I was doing a lot of things. So it was really just like, it wasn't really rap, really just like a lot was just built in, so we were just kind of like letting it out. The only person that heard us was the microphone at that time. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call it rap. Rap was AP can rap. But me myself, it was just like everything that's in me, it comes out. So my words are just like real simple. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't rap. It was more like we brothers. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it started out, like he said, like a brotherhood. I mean, it was, rap was something that came after, or, you know, N.U.T.S is something that came after, because, you know, we grew up young together on the same street, on the same block. So it fighting in the backyard, you know, every day. He sent me home with a bloody nose every day. A few times he did get me, though. A few times he get me. But anyway, you know what I mean? It really go beyond that. And then, you know, when we got into those years where we was in the music, you know, he found that I do what I do. You know, he did what he did. And really, Eric Gillette, you know, kind of put it together. You know, that's ending this shit. And you know, from then on, you know,
now I just got the phone with you, boy. I told you I was coming. It was like y'all going over. I was like, nigga, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna say his name. I said, just give me time for this shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, so it's just like, you know what I mean? Eric was like, man, y'all need to get together and do a group. I was doing mainly DJing and beats, and I don't know what he talking about. I'm the rapper. First time I heard dude spit, I ain't never heard nobody spit like that ever, man, ever. He might have said that I inspired him or whatever, but he inspired me to start rapping and pick up the mic, though. That's the way I see it.
When did y'all actually perform y'all first show?
First show I remember was Vic's.
It's
All black.
Yeah. And then everybody was just like, it was tripping because everybody was doing a gangbanging thing. It was a show. We did a show at Vic's, and at that time, everybody was there. Everybody was bumping with the music. Everybody wanted to be hard. Everybody. It ain't nothing to glorify, but that's what we did. It was like, we was in the studio. It was like, you know what I mean? Because that's what I'm saying. It was never like no rap, like coming out the dictionary type shit. It was just like head to the liquor store. How simple is it? That's what we was doing.
We wrote that in Walter P.
We wrote that in the project.
Kitchen table.
That was simple. At the kitchen table. We sitting there right there. I mean, how simple is it? But now I'm looking at rap now. It's about a check. It's about getting a check, man. Now, I know we're gonna get to that question later. You know what I'm saying? Niggas talk about it now, but everything that niggas talk about now, we have been talking about that years ago. You know what I'm saying? If you know about, I mean, just listen to it. The and all that shit like that, we been did it.
Hard Knox history.
Was it like a memorable time, like you was in the studio, like it was like your best session?
Very session. Like I said, a lot of songs was recorded right in the projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, not as far as studio, but they started. You know, we was writing, we listened to the beats.
It was in the project.
We was there doing it, and then we transfer everything to the studio.
I swear to God, we was in the project. And look, it wasn't that we could rap, it was that people seen that what we talked about was going on seriously. You know what I mean? It wasn't a game. You know what I mean? They couldn't see us and say, okay, they heard that song, but nah, they ain't. That's the lifestyle we was living.
Shout out to Cherie Williams.
Shout out to Cherie Williams, we love you, yo. But
Shamika Mobley.
Shamika Mobley. We just in there, just like sing this part. We're still in the project.
I guess the pre-production work start at, you know, we in the projects, you know, writing, you know, getting the beats together, and then transferring everything over to the studio. We started going out to Matt Lincoln out in Seymour, Tennessee, and Matt Lincoln Underground Studios. Hard Knox history.
Before I went to prison, before we left. We released Liquor Store, which was a tape. We did Down for Mine, we did Knoxville, we did Shake Like Me, and after that,
Knoxville Part 2.
We did Knoxville Part 2. It wasn't albums.
He got locked up.
Yeah, it wasn't albums, it was the streets that was the problem, you know what I mean? We put out songs, that's what we did. We put out whatever we went in there and did, and whether it was an album, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We called it in there trying to get some stuff for chicks.
What type of situations did y'all see that was obstacles in your path?
Us, man. Yeah. We was in our own path. Yeah. I mean, just speaking from
we was getting money, man. We didn't give a. That was something that we did. When we had time to do it, just to have fun, do it. But
we ain't take a serious business approach to it because
we say for sure.
You know, that's a downfall. We was in our own way. If we'd have took a business like approach to it, I mean, who knows what would have happened? Hard Knox history. You know, it's just Not realizing, you know, what you had until it's, you know, till it's gone. You know what I mean? That's just real.
It was like, you know what I'm saying, we had money. We had a big head, you know what I'm saying? That's what we thought, you know what I mean? They screaming love with at the same time we got money. We ain't cutting back now. They talking about the show. We ain't studying no show. We doing our own thing, you know what I'm saying? We hitting the block.
Did y'all ever have any problems with the labels or management?
Hell yeah, we had problems with the label and management. Hell yeah, Keith Foster. I mean, yeah, we had problems with him, but more so because he wasn't up front with us about everything, man. And then it really came to a head when, you know, he was locked up at the time, and, you know, I'm coming straight to him as a man. I'm like, you know, how many CDs did you sell? How many CDs of ours did you sell? And when you can't tell me, but you got them flying off the rack in your store week after week, you got everybody riding down the street with the damn shit in their car bumping the shit, and I can't get an honest answer out of you, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem, man. You know, I blame me. I don't blame you, Keith. I don't blame you. I blame me for not being smart enough to know the business good enough to protect my damn self. I can't blame him, but at the same time, if you trust somebody to handle your business, you know, you expect them to follow through on what they say they're gonna do. But anyway, I can't fault that, man. I fault me. I fault me for not having the knowledge. I fault myself for being ignorant, because I should have been on my business, and that way, you know, I could have saved myself a lot of shit. But yeah, we had some problems with JK Records. We had,
I had that money from Rap A Lot. We gonna get your ass.
I had a problem with that. He stopped some shit, but whatever.
Hard Knocks history.
Now, I heard y'all talk about the idea for headed to the liquor store. Like, tell me about that exact day that y'all rode headed to the liquor store.
We was in the house from home. No,
yeah, we was gonna walk the peak.
So it was hot outside, like the cops were like everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So we had like the big old keyboard, you know, back then, you know, they had like the keyboard you play. So AP got mad. AP was like, man, I'm tired of making all the beats, man. I'm tired of making all the beats. So I was like, well, show me how to make the beat, AP. He was like, well, let me show you how to do the beat. So I started like, my main thing was there. And so, AP helped me out with the beat, so we just started writing before we headed. We went to the liquor store. As soon as the police left, we went to the liquor store, then we loaded the same day. That's what we did.
Hard Knocks history.
I got a picture of our second show we did with J Live. We had DEA nailed down right here in the yard, 2 guns, shit to his head. Then Walter P solidified that, okay, we got a promoter, somebody about to start doing some stuff right here. It was on. J Live had permission to do shows all over the place. There was another cat out of Burlington that was making a lot of noise at this time. Because at that show, it was a DJ there that was scratching right behind somebody playing the drums. You know, it might have been going on a lot in New York, but, you know, not in Knoxville. There was Scratch Master Hill. That's what they called him then. His name was Leonard Hill. He lived in Burlington. He was the only cat. Besides Jimmy Who's had a record store, he was actually making mix CDs at his house. Not the mix CDs that they got now, but mix CDs, different artists, tying them in, you know what I mean? He was a DJ, Scratch. He was the only one really making beats in Knoxville at the time, period. J Love was the man. Now, he did perform House Needs a couple times with his homeboy, Jeff Thomas. Some people call him Thumb. HipHop has begun in Knoxville. J Love, he had moved out of Niggas Talent to Atlanta, and he died of a heart attack.
Hard Knocks history.
J Live continued having shows. His shows was bring out entertainers. It had nothing to do with no music, no selling no CDs. Wasn't even trying to do that. It was just all about, can you rock the show? And it's hard in Knoxville. You gotta be able to rock it, you know, to make them believe. 87, we starting to evolve now. But nobody put no CDs out at all. It was just all about, oh, they shows getting bigger. They got t-shirts, matching shirts. Got fans, people coming to see them perform. So then, a young dude by the name of K Chill, which is my cousin, started coming out. He had hooked up with Leonard Hill, K Chill and the Geek Boys, which is me, Benji, Shalom, and Keith. Keith was a young nigga with the high top fade, Baptist high, you know what I'm saying?
Hard Knocks history.
We was the 3 dancers, and we had the city on fire. Not one CD. We had no. Was hooked up with Leonard Hill, which was the top producer in Knoxville. Hooked up with somebody that put money in it. Shit, every show that was going on, they was calling us up. We would do a show rocking, you know what I mean? Riding limos and shit, we get paid.
Everywhere was hot music, you know what I mean? So once you start, you don't never really stop. Man, stories.
Tell me about the first time you met Leonard Hill.
At the time I was at UT, I was from Memphis, so I didn't really know about the city. I was a DJ in Memphis, so when I came up here, I just brought all my stuff with me. And, I had, rolling drum machines and, little Casio keyboards. So we used to make the little simple tracks and drum beats and stuff and hook them up. There's a couple of rappers that went to school with me. I had this friend that worked at UT from Knoxville named Daryl, called him Big D. He was the one that told me, like, yo, man, you need to check out this DJ Leonard Hill, you bad boy, and all of this. And, I was like, all right, whatever. But we ended up getting in this talent show. So we just really just going to perform. There was a lot of other acts from the city, but Leonard Hill and his group was there. I guess K-Chill was rapping. And I had never seen a rap group with a drummer, so my boy D introduced me to Leonard before the show. We met, and then, we did our thing, and then Leonard and them went out there and did their thing later on. And I was really kind of caught up by him with the live drums and the DJ and the rapper. They set it out. I mean, it was a live show. After that, I was like, I want to hook up with him. I want to work with him. We kind of hit it off, man. Like I said, I would go over his crib almost every weekend, when I was free at UT and I didn't have a gig to do. I'd go hang out with Leonard, and just, meet other rappers that was coming through and work on beats and just trip off all the stuff he had in there, check out some of what he was doing. We was both recording. He was recording local artists, and I was recording like the guys I was meeting at UT from different places. So we had a whole lot in common.
Hard Knocks history.
We hit it off, pretty well. Like I said, we even worked on the track together. We never really finished it, but we started working on the track together. I held on to that track for some years, man. At least 5-6 years. I held on to the little simple recording I had of it. Like I said, if you know Leonard Hill, a lot of people know him, like I was going over to his house, every weekend, and then, maybe I wore my welcome out, because for some reason, we stopped really hooking up like that. But like I said, I had a lot of stuff going on too, so it didn't take long, for me to just pretty much be occupied all the time too, trying to record some or do a party. And more people found out about me, the more parties I got, more rappers I met, so it didn't take long before I was recording and meeting people around. But my friend Daryl, he also introduced me to Kendall, Slim, and Big Mo, and Xavier, and Brick. They were doing their thing, and they came over. We met. We hit it off instantly, man. We hit it off instantly. I think, heck, it didn't take long before we was all kicking around ideas for songs, and it was instant. That's how I ended up hooking up with Kendall and S.O.B.
Hard Knocks history.
I was just originally, when they came to me in my mind, I was like, well, I do a track with these guys. Just want to do a track for them. I had listened to some of the stuff they had already recorded, with Leonard. It was banging, so I figured I had some tracks. I hit them off with a few tracks, and Kenneth liked them, and kicked around some ideas. And Big Mo, I think he was really on the way we was working. So it went from, me just basically working on track. It went from that to all of a sudden, I was just part of the group. They kind of just took me in. The rest is S.O.B. history, man. It was, Jeff was there, that collective group right there. They was the most talented guys I had met. All us together in the room, man. And, I'm pretty sure any one of them would tell you, he used to sing, it was like magic. Tracks that just happened, dude. I mean, whole tracks, lyrics, it would just happen like magic. That was something else right there, man. And one thing led to another, and boom, recording in the studio, putting shows together. Kenneth, Xavier, Brick, man, everybody used to put in their 2 cents on the choreography, and we had a show, man. We wanted to give something different.
Hard Knocks history.
A lot of the rappers, would just come out with the music, stand on the stage with the mic, all night. Some rappers would have dancers, We wanted to do something different. Our whole show would be, from the first song to the end, it would be non-stop. We had routines, we had dance moves, we had places we had to be on stage to make other things happen, so that it wouldn't just be, a bunch of rappers standing there walking around, running into each other. We gave the people a show, a spectacle. It was hot, dude. I think you'll probably correct me. I can't remember, but I think the first one we did, it was like 42 minutes or something like that, just non-stop. Not a pause, not a break. It was just, from the time we hit the stage, it was just bam, 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 headed to another song, and it was a show. It was a show, dude. Time, it was different. Nobody else, I don't think anybody was doing anything like that. I think that kind of gave us an edge when we went out and performed. And people that saw it, wow, used to blow some people's minds with the show, man. They had never seen rappers do all of the stuff we was doing. We had dancers, we had singers on stage with us, you know. We was doing it, man. It was alright.
What kind of obstacles did y'all face when y'all was together as a group?
Oh man, name it. You just five young men trying to get along all the time, you know. I mean, hell, dang, we would all clash, and hell, there was arguments and fights and all kinds of shit between everybody. So just having five young men together, even with the common goal that we had, you still had, you know, just all kinds of crazy stuff jumping off and everything. It was all good.
Hard Knocks history.
Myself and T-Cells, Natural Born Hustlers, you know what I'm saying? We did our thing, you know what I'm saying? We still trying to do our thing, you know, keep, you know, still up on the game, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's more now about MCing and DJing. Now it's more, you know, got a lot to do with producing and promoting and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's talent, just more or less like one-hit wonders and get it going, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the game's still gonna flourish, move on. And
Hard Knocks history.
Rap crew S.O.B.
AKA Exclusive.
Was
back in the day, Red Hair Sis.
Kenham, Jenkins, Sam Daddy. Alright. I thought that was the one who freaks the funk.
Okay, that's what's up.
Oh, we missing Berkeley Love, the Love Doctor, and Bird, Mellow,
Sunshine,
and Sunshine.
We got a rich history of hip-hop here in Knoxville that's untapped. What made the S.O.B. sound or movement different than everybody else that was coming out at that time?
Started off, we was entertainers first. Sound, I say, was second. What made S.O.B. really. The first it was stage. Everybody came to town, whatever. We was dominating the game.
We had a unique sound back in the day because we really brought hip-hop here to Knoxville, in a sense. You know, back then, with black folk, we didn't really connect to hip-hop. You know what I mean? We didn't connect to the Rakim and the LL Cool J's because we were one of the first. We were in that era, so there wasn't a lot of people listening to it. You had guys like Hill, you know, Light Source, Big Up.
Hard Knocks history.
We were fortunate enough to travel outside the city to Atlanta, you know, Florida, Kentucky, Memphis, you know, outside the city, and take some of their feel, you know, for hip-hop and bring it back to the city. We were doing dance moves and stuff they were doing in Atlanta, you know, that they weren't even doing here yet. But I think that's probably what it is. You know,
and as far as sound, we gotta give big ups to the Mellow, who ain't here, Barbie Ferg. First couple of songs, that's S.O.B., me, Brick, and X. We was still in tracks. We was jacking. You had a track on tape. We taking it. You know what I'm saying? We need that. We're gonna put a hook on it or something, and we're gonna rock it.
Hard Knocks history.
Yeah, after we got the money behind us, we got our backing, and we got Ferg opened up the door, and it's closed for a lot of us. Like Time Hill, pretty much only producer around here that's putting out stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you want to produce, you can sit around, but you ain't gonna, you know. So we were doing Ferg, which was connected by our man Heavy D, rest in peace. Dean, Heavy told me, said, hey man, I'm gonna shout somebody, you know what I'm saying? Went over Ferg house, brother had a QY20, you know what I'm saying? Bumping. We in there, okay, feeling the sound, cause it's different. It's Tennessee, cause Ferg from Memphis. So we had that hot. 666 came out yet, but no, they called them, they didn't know it out. Yeah, they was on that thing, you know? Pump authority, you know what I'm saying? So Ferg brought that Memphis sound, then with all of us, we meshed together. Made some beautiful shit, you know what I'm saying? And we did have a unique sound. I mean, our song was just different from what was going on back then, too, you know? It was on a sort of a middle tip at the same time. It had that hop to it, you know, and it had its own feel and sound to it. It was like something new.
I know at one point in time that y'all were actually doing shows, headlining and opening up for different people and actually doing shows alongside other people that's in the game prominent now. Like, who are some of these artists that y'all was in league with back in the day?
Shit, we shut MC Breed down. Big ups though. Shut him down at the Armory. They booed him off stage, told him get off. We want S.O.B.
We was one of the first two that rocked the Coliseum. That's the Coliseum. Top
8-Ball, MJG, Safety the Entertainer, Fat Wilson.
Yeah.
Be honest, we used to keep over stuff like that because, you know, it kind of added to our resume.
Like at the time when we really started picking up, making noise, and little Outcast started to touch down. So that South Sound was just about to blow up. And when we was traveling to Memphis, 666, down in Promoting, they was having their first release party or something.
They hadn't even scratched the surface yet. We were right there neck and neck. And to be honest with you, we were making more noise than 666, making more noise than Warren G. Yeah, we outsold Warren G Regulator over at Cats. I remember that in chat. They had what was called like a top hits list. So we outsold Warren G. Yeah, that was back then. Regulator was a hot song.
Yeah.
Shit, that's my shit. We did a little song.
I got another question to ask y'all fellas. What type of movement do y'all see S.O.B. doing in the future right now?
Pretty much active in the community a lot now too, you know what I'm saying? You got you know what I'm saying? See, we just, you know what I mean, we focusing a lot of our attention on some of our young, like I got Young Slim, he about to put out a big movie pretty soon. He's gonna bring the S.O.B. back.
Big ups to him.
Yeah, big ups to him.
Doing his thing with me, on stage and whatnot. Yeah. He true to it.
So, you know what I mean? You got some of these cats, like we love the game, but some of these really grew up in it. I mean, straight, you know how we grew up with, we got funk and everything in us, but mostly it's straight up hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So,
Think about trying to file a lawsuit against S.O.B. in New York. We had the name first. S.O.B.'s back in shit. Way before S.O.B.'s in New York, the club or whatever.
yeah. And our shit's still selling though, across seas right now.
Speaking of, if anything, you know, I would say for future artists, you know, coming out or whatnot, protect your stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, right now to this day, we've got stuff being sold in Japan, Canada. I actually got hit up on Facebook from a guy out of Canada, you know, requesting like 50 of our CDs, and you know, it kind of opened my eyes up to what was going on. And when I checked on it, basically our CDs at this point are being sold for like $50, even $100 on eBay. So, you know, if I could tell anybody anything, you know, protect your stuff.
Hard Knocks history.
You don't think it's gonna be a hit. You know, back then we may have put out what, 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000. Who knows? We count so many copies, but it became rare. You know, we had like a cult-like following, and it became rare, and people wanted it, but they couldn't get it. You know what I mean? We had a following, and they couldn't get it, and that's what made the price skyrocket. So, if anything, I tell people, protect your stuff, man.
So what kind of obstacles did y'all encounter dealing with the management or label that y'all were getting y'all CDs pressed through?
Well, pretty much the same thing that go on with a lot of other labels. Management got some trouble. Shit. You know what I mean? Somebody else got in some trouble. Somebody else got in some trouble and shit.
That's Big Mo. Mad props, you know what I'm saying? Mo Love, he on the club in the city. One of the hottest clubs in Knoxville, Magic City, you know what I'm saying? So we used to practice there a lot. He would come by, check us out while we used to practice. He's the one that really, you know, I don't know what to say about this one. He really helped us out, you know what I mean? Gave us some big chance, man, you know what I mean? Without him,
without Big Mo, we wouldn't have ever gotten nowhere.
Period.
Where we were, as far as we got.
And you know, just like with before N.U.T.S blew up real big, that second time around, you know, they had an album after they pushed out before we got. It was a time that they had got Big Mo. You know what I mean? I know I wasn't with Big Mo at the time, but they was with Big Mo, and you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Big Mo, he had an influence on a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
You can't Knoxville without Big Mo. It's the same. Because if it hadn't been for the money to push it outward, to get people to look inward, you know what I mean? He had the money and the backing to actually take us from city to city and travel, and put the name out there and actually show other people within the city that it could be done. And not just done, not like how they doing now. You know, now we got a lot of B-boys, you know, no big ups to you. I ain't mad at you, you know what I'm saying? but they want to buy their way into the industry. We didn't buy our way into the industry. We backed ourselves, and there's a difference. We didn't spend unnecessary money. Our whole goal was if we spend $1, we're trying to make 2. You know, and a lot of guys now,
Hard Knocks history.
you got to check your return on investment. Are you making money off the money you spending? You know what I'm saying? You dropping money on videos, you dropping money on girls for the videos, clothes for the videos, but did that video generate you income? You know what I'm saying? I respect that. If you can spend 10, 20 stacks on making yourself look good, I want to know, can you take that 10, 20 stacks and make 40? You know what I'm saying? And I think S.O.B, that's what we did successfully, and under Big Mo, he groomed us.
Hard Knocks history.
You know we doing it, celebration, right? I'm turning this dub sound. Know it's coming for these haters. Thought I couldn't do it.